powerful martial artist executed a swirling attack in the middle of a bustling courtyard, showcasing his determination and skill. Determined martial artist faced an unseen threat, ready to confront whatever lay ahead with unwavering resolve. Fierce young man with dark hair swung his sword, sending debris flying in every direction. A woman applauded enthusiastically, recognizing the impressive growth of a calm and composed male character's technique. Playful character with pigtails suggested that Lan might be defeated within 100 moves if he challenged again. Confident young man with dark hair took a swig from his bottle, dismissing Lan as merely a defeated foe. Determined young man with dark hair declared his goal to defeat the top 10 ranked opponents on the, believing only they were worthy challengers. Confident character encouraged, suggesting he should be able to enter the top 10 with his current strength. Held his distinctive sword tightly, contemplating the seemingly impossible challenge ahead of him. Thoughtful and contemplative young man listened intently as a female character explained the challenges faced by martial talents seeking mastery. Stood thoughtfully, gripping the golden sword as he reflected on his situation, pondering the timing of his opportunity. Towel draped around his neck, a curious young man shared intriguing news about a freshman he had discovered. Proud young man with dark hair displayed a phone, revealing an impressive new student named. Determined young man with dark hair focused intently on his phone, contemplating teacher's impressive martial arts skills. Determined young man with dark hair admired the impressive abilities of, knowing his mastery of spear techniques and potential in martial arts. Confident character teased a serious young man with dark hair about the challenges of facing a fierce junior, her smirk echoing in the dimly lit room. Confident young man with dark hair asserted his skills, claiming that not everyone was worthy to be his opponent at the 7th St. Martial University. Thoughtful young man with dark hair reflected on his exceptional skills, anticipating their upcoming meeting. Confident young man with dark hair walked toward an unseen figure, ready to confront whatever awaited him. Workers presented a large gift box too, who listened attentively. They explained they were delivering a congratulatory gift on behalf of the governor. He signed the delivery receipt. Fiery dragon emerged behind a confident young man with dark hair as he proudly announced his identity to the crowd. Proudly presented a glowing spear, explaining its unique materials and craftsmanship to an intrigued onlooker. Magical weapon sparkled in his hands, its glowing effects captivating everyone around him. He expressed his excitement about its amazing qualities. Stood with a stick, expressing his gratitude for a generous gift from the governor of province to the man beside him. Tense atmosphere surrounded a determined young man with dark hair as he stood beside a truck, gripping his spear tightly. He commanded the truck to move. Confidently held the draconic spear, feeling its power surge within him. He believed his combat skills had improved significantly, ready to face any opponent. Flames flickered around a determined young man with dark hair as he focused intently on the glowing spear in his hands. He sharpened the crystalline scarlet draconic spear, knowing it needed a connection to cultivate its soul. Flames danced around a determined young man with dark hair as he wielded a glowing sword, his focus unwavering amidst the fierce energy. Declared that only through real life and death battles could one nurture the true might of a heavenly weapon. Stood shocked as he observed a long line of students waiting to enter the Martial Saint Tower. Confident female character confronted with the staggering number of daily applicants for the Martial Saint Tower. Confident female character explained that the Martial Saint Tower only allows 30 people to enter at a time, emphasizing their priority as a student. Eagerly asked a woman about the entry time for the Martial Saint Tower. Then she responded that it depends on the current students inside. Waited patiently, his calm demeanor masking a hint of frustration as he anticipated his turn. Man in a suit gestured playfully, offering a notification about his handsome appearance, advised him to arrive within 10 minutes to avoid delays. He gazed thoughtfully at the towering structure, impressed by the extraordinary martial will emanating from the Martial Saint Tower. Stood before towering, glowing structures, contemplating the immense power and will he felt coursing through him. Pondered the vast difference between a level 7 martial master and a level 9 martial saint, questioning the significance of their disparity. Determined young man with dark hair stood confidently, preparing to head to the training room for the new weapon. A friendly staff member at the reception desk apologizes too, explaining that all the rooms are already full. Thoughtful young man with dark hair reflected deeply on his situation, uncertainty clouding his mind as he weighed his options for improvement. A frustrated young man with dark hair reacted to his situation, exclaiming about his bad luck and questioning the sudden influx of students at the university. A surprised female character looked back, addressing the young man with dark hair as he walked away, unsure of her words. Urgent pull disrupts the moment, as a girl excitedly urged the young man with dark hair to hurry and join them. A cheerful female character commented on the young man's dark hair, expressing how well known he had become for his popular videos on the campus network. A grateful young man with dark hair thanked a cheerful female character for her assistance. She encouraged him to continue and provided directions to training room 8. He nodded, adjusting his briefcase, feeling determined to proceed. Curious character pondered his fierce reputation, wondering if his politeness in reality contrasted with the exaggerated tales circulating online. Mystical space filled with flowing weapons stirred a sense of wonder as he examined his surroundings. Energy crackled around a determined young man with dark hair as he gripped a wooden staff tightly, ready for the challenge ahead. Swirling energy enveloped a determined young man with dark hair as he used glowing weapon, projecting confidence and focus. A curious young man with dark hair stood before a door marked Training Room No. 8, suitcase in hand, contemplating his next move. Bright joy beckoned as a determined young man with dark hair stepped forward, ready to embrace whatever lay beyond. Inside the training room, a thoughtful and observant young man with dark hair scanned his surroundings, recognizing it as similar to the elite training camp. A sense of suspense filled the air as he faced the wall-mounted device, intrigue sparkling in his curious eyes. Pressed a button on the device, his focused determination clear as he prepared for the next challenge ahead. Stood confidently as a digital interface prepared for training, anticipation buzzing in the air. Fierce determination ignited within him as unleashed a powerful attack with a spear engulfed in flames. Multiple glowing orbs launched through a textured surface, illuminating the intense atmosphere. Observed the projectiles with alert determination. soared against the glowing orbs, exuding confidence as he prepared for the challenge ahead. Focused his gaze, his intense blue eyes radiating determination and power as he prepared for the upcoming challenge. Lit a spear, his fierce focus intensifying as he prepared to strike an opponent with a powerful attack. Rocks rained down, threatening chaos as darted to evade the falling debris. Leaned forward, challenging his opponent with a defiant question about their capabilities. A sudden announcement echoed through the training area, leaving a young man with dark hair stunned. Training progress interface displayed a result. The first stage was only 20% complete. A sense of confusion washed over him as he realized he had failed. What was happening? A serious atmosphere hung over the training area as contemplated the strict limitations placed on his martial arts training. Contemplated the effectiveness of using his weapon, realizing it could simplify his tasks but would undermine his physical training. Fierce determination ignited within him, filling the air with tension as he prepared for another challenge. He yelled passionately at an unseen opponent, urging for one more chance. A surge of energy pulsed through the air as prepared to unleash a powerful attack. He called out, demanding attention from his opponent. The opponent swiftly evaded fierce strike. Firm shards of energy swirling around him as he focused on deflecting the incoming dangers. Listening with sweat expressed surprise that he had broken a sweat after relying solely on physical strength, declaring the first round over. Kinetic energy filled the air as vibrant projectiles flew towards. He focused intently, dodging the incoming projectiles with adult precision. Sheng crackled in the air as he reacted fiercely to an unseen threat, his intense focus unwavering. He questioned whether the situation was the same as before. Sheng surged as a determined young man with dark hair raised his sword dramatically, ready to confront whatever threat lay ahead. Sudden realization struck as the determined and analytical young man with dark hair observed the wooden beads. They were easily deflected by the wind. Swung his weapon skillfully, the wooden beads flying in all directions as he honed his martial prowess in the training room. Explained the concept of projectiles, noting that lighter ones are more easily influenced by the wind. Contemplated the unpredictable nature of striking an object, wondering if the wind might alter its path before his technique could connect. Determined martial artist drew his sword, cleaving through the water with precision as blossoms and leaves danced around him. A swirl of energy enveloped them, leaving confusion in its wake. Questioned the incoming objects, wondering if they would be plastic balls or popcorn. Swirling elements surrounded a determined young man with dark hair as he swung his spear toward an unseen enemy, focused and ready for battle. A startled young man with dark hair reached out, his expression revealing surprise at the unexpected turn of events. Surrounded by feathers and energy, a curious young man with dark hair stared in astonishment at the spectacle before him. Stared intently, his expression focused and determined as he analyzed the situation before him, preparing for the challenge ahead. A surge of energy erupted from his hands, illuminating the air with fierce determination. A vibrant swirl of energy crackled around as he launched a powerful attack, his focus unwavering. Swung the flaming sword fiercely, declaring his intent to defeat the unseen opponent. Rained intensely with the crystalline scarlet draconic spear, feeling a deepening connection amidst the surrounding flames. Stood in the training room, overwhelmed by the variety of training tools available to him. Determined martial artist reflected deeply on the challenges of mastering both his physical strength and martial power through years of dedicated training. Determined martial artist reflected on his past failures as he recalled the near misses in mastering his spear techniques and the memories of two martial masters. Growing flames enveloped him, radiating power as his training culminated in newfound strength. He stood confidently, feeling his martial arts foundation stabilize and the bottleneck of his inner discernment stage ease. Surrounded by fiery energy, a focused man prepared himself for the next step in his martial arts journey. Air crackled with anticipation as gazed into the distance, eager for the next phase of his training. He questioned why the next stage of training hadn't started yet. A glowing message illuminated the room, marking the completion of all 5 stages of training. He looked up, observing the weight of his accomplishment. Frustration surged as a young man with dark hair clenched his spear, exclaiming his disbelief at the situation unfolding before him. Tension thickened in the air as his hand reached for the drawer handle, determination etched on his face. A determined young man with dark hair walked away from the door, gripping his suitcase tightly as he headed to the training area. Heated argument erupted at the counter, frustration evident in a young woman's voice as she demanded answers about the full training rooms. Calmly, another woman suggested talking to the school's higher-ups about the issue. Frustration lingered as a young woman with dark hair crossed her arms and contemplated her situation, a sword resting at her side. She expressed frustration about her lack of influence. The woman with short hair excitedly pointed out that someone was coming out, her eyes bright with anticipation, exited the door, appearing unconcerned. A welcoming atmosphere filled the air as the female assistant gestured invitingly to a curious and attentive young man approaching the doorway. She informed him that someone had just left the training room. He felt a surge of excitement at the prospect of entering training room number 8. A cheerful character walked down the hallway, feeling lucky about finding a spot by chance. A confident young woman approached a large door, her determination unmistakable as she prepared to enter the unknown. A wave of shock washed over a young man with dark hair as he exclaimed his disbelief. A frustrated character stood in a dusty room, surrounded by debris, questioning how the space differed from a junkyard. A chaotic landscape sprawled before a young man with dark hair, leaving him in disbelief at the disarray surrounding him. He expressed his frustration about the scene, comparing it to a junkyard. A man with dark hair gestured angrily, expressing disbelief about someone he thought was neat, but turned out to be a deceitful trash king. A tense atmosphere settled as a determined martial artist prepared to confront an unseen opponent, fully alert and ready for the challenge ahead. A robot initiated the cleaning program, its precise movements signaling the start of a new task in the chaotic training room. A man with dark hair examined the chaotic mess in the cultivation room, frustration evident as he discovered popcorn and feathers strewn about. A curious and bewildered young man with dark hair discovered a campsite filled with leftover food and film equipment, his confusion deepening. He questioned the odd setup, wondering if someone had been camping and watching movies. Confusion washed over the young man with dark hair as he reached out to the system interface, analyzing the unexpected trash accumulation. The determined freshman focused on his training reacted in shock to the progress report, grappling with the startling news of Stage 5 completion. The shocked female character raised her arms in disbelief, realizing the challenger had surpassed all expectations in the martial arts rankings. Confusion engulfed the young man with dark hair as he stared at the younger figure, questioning how anyone could be connected to martial masters. At the device, his eyes wide with alarm as he processed the shocking information it displayed. A broken object lay in his hands and he was filled with disbelief. He reacted in shock, unable to comprehend what had just happened. The bright, polka-dotted room felt surreal as he pondered his recent thoughts, questioning whether he had just been daydreaming. Drink spilled down his chin as he enjoyed a moment of contentment, savoring the taste and the calm around him. He held a glowing object, marveling at the effects of the Golden Dragon elixir after his training session. The atmosphere crackled with intensity as he prepared for a powerful attack surrounded by vibrant energy. He focused energy on himself, readying for the challenge ahead. Marveled at the glowing phenomenon from his hand, amazed by the rapid cultivation progress of the immortal golden body. Clenched his fist confidently, realizing the second stage of his training would take less time than expected and might lead to his mastery sooner. Meditated atop a building, embracing the rising sun as he prepared for another day of disciplined training. He practiced the great sun visualization technique, focusing intently on mastering the stellar body refinement art. In class, fully focused on studying monster sciences, as his determination to master the subject grew stronger. Approached the service center, curious about the line for the Marshall Saint Tower. The female staff member gestured toward the waiting area. Trained intensely, executing precise movements as he prepared to master various techniques in the cold weapon training room. Walked confidently, having just completed the 5th stage of cold weapon training, feeling a sense of accomplishment wash over him. Reflected on his training progress, noting his vitality had tripled and his strikes now held greater force. The sun set behind him, casting a warm glow as he contemplated his training errors with a determined expression. He considered how trivial mistakes could impact his progress later. If he waited too long, fixing these errors would be impossible. A small character peeked out from behind a wall, curiosity gleaming in their eyes. He stood nearby, unaware of the inquisitive gaze directed at him. The figure shouted urgently as a group of characters rushed after someone who had just vanished. A confident character stepped forward, challenging the onlookers to see for themselves if she was lying. The training facility buzzed with energy as a young man with dark hair processed surprising news. He expressed astonishment at reaching Stage 5 in his training. Strange object in hand, a young man with dark hair expressed his disbelief about the absurdity of Stage 5 training and the ridiculous items involved. A self-assured woman gestured while revealing her social media post, claiming everyone said it was fake and her account had been banned for arguing. A young man with dark hair expressed frustration, insisting that had completed Stage 5 training daily despite others doubting him. Confidently displayed his sword in the training arena, while amazed onlookers reacted to his impressive cold weapon proficiency. Swirling blue energy surrounded a determined young man with dark hair as he considered his formidable opponent. He believed the top 10 on them might not match his skills. A frustrated female character vented her exasperation about a wasted trip and the frustration of discovering a secret she couldn't share. The concerned young man with dark hair listened intently, worried about the implications. The tense atmosphere hung heavy as contemplated his strategy, knowing he wouldn't hide his true strength for long. A tense moment arose as a concerned young man with dark hair realized someone was poised to make a significant move. He sensed the urgency in the air. A confident female character hinted at the impending action. Notification buzzed, and excitement washed over the determined young man with dark hair as he read about his turn at the Marshall Saint Tower. Sudden notification startled the determined young man with dark hair as he grasped his phone, urgency radiating from the message. He learned that his AA rank mission had been approved. Confused, he questioned why the situation felt so ambiguous. The determined young man with dark hair weighed his options about training slots, expressing concern over the slow approval process for AA rank missions. He energetically moved towards the mission center, excitedly declaring he would choose the mission this time. Marshall Saint Tower loomed above the students, symbolizing their pride and privileges at the universities. Students stood before the massive Marshall Saint Tower, contemplating the challenge that lay ahead. He explained that students from other universities could also challenge the tower. He shared the stakes, breaking the record meant losing the tower's use for a year. The receptionist at the desk asked for a application form for the Marshall Saint Tower reservation. The letter trembled in his hand, its contents sending shockwaves through him. He reacted in disbelief, realizing it was about the 4th St. Marshall University. Fierce confrontation surged as shouted the name of his opponent, Meow, with unyielding intensity. He worked confidently, announcing his challenge to the tower as the 6th-ranked contender on the 7 Saints.